let you do your thing, and whatever you'd like for me to share, I'd be honored to. Go right ahead, King.
Absolutely. This is welcome back to Newly Licensed Now What? This is Tips Tuesday. So we have special guest Bam or Brian Franklin in our room. He is an incredible individual and gives back through his business, and he is very knowledgeable about econ and what's going on when it comes to business. And I wanted to introduce him to the room. I'll do a quick reset. My name's Sam Silver. I'm with eXp Realty, and I give back to heroes in the community: police, fire, nurses, teachers, nonprofits, government employees. With passion and purpose is my twins. We're 211 and 215, and if it wasn't for those incredible medical staff, they would be 17 years old and driving us all nuts. So I appreciate you, Bam, being in here, and introduce yourself and what you have to offer as well.
Well, thank you so much, KingSam661.com. As you know, I am committed to being in your room for up to 1 hour every Tuesday at noon Pacific time. Last Tuesday, you started an hour early. I'm like, did I have my schedule incorrect? And let me share with you, this is a very intimate room so far. And that room, I think it was last week, man, you had some great folk in that room, and you have great folk in this room. One of my business associates, he's a coach. He has a quote that I share frequently when there's a small number of people. And that quote is, don't count the numbers, make the numbers count. And so this room counts to me, man. It's so important. I so appreciate the work that King Grant does, and I look forward to collaborating with him. I haven't had the pleasure of seeing yet, but lover of Christ, I'm already feeling you. Queen Wakaria. Wow, that's a unique name. Beautiful. I probably didn't do it too much justice. I can do gang some justice. But so bottom line, my purpose is we do numbers. And we know that most new agents do not get past the first year. And that's a 100% accurate statement. It's more than most. Most is over 50%. It's closer to 80%. And there's lots of reasons why most don't get past that first year in real estate. One of them is cash flow. And many work their jobs, their 9-to-5s. Many do side hustles like Uber and DoorDash and things of that nature. And so our goal is that they actually add passive income using BAM, referred by Sam661, to generate some additional cash flow, doing very minimal so they can put their energy into their real estate. So, hey, Mr. Sam, while I'm talking, I'll stop talking as soon as you put your link at the top of the... Matter of fact, I could even do it for you. But yeah, put your link at the top of the page. So I'm going to read my bio as you put your link at the top of the page, because what I always do is close with the action that I like people to take, especially first-time agents, and that's becoming a member of BAM. And the reason why we want you to become a member of BAM is because BAM is a network marketing disruptor. And by the way, King Grant, I added this phrase to my bio because of your phrase being the real estate industry disruptor. I was like, wow, that's brilliant, because that's what you do. That's what we do, is we disrupt network marketing. That's what we do. And so why not make it plain? And we do it respectfully. So we want every business owner to advertise with BAM. Established in 1998, so we've been around for a long time, and create passive income. And here's the definition of passive income. And I love this definition because we have a relationship going forward with eXp in a very large way, eXp Realty. And I was in a room with a gentleman who mentioned that they don't use the phrase passive income because in real estate, if you want to succeed, it's not going to be just from passive. You got to get active in your business. And so having some passive income models is really valuable. So I'll close with this. Passive income is money earned from an enterprise like BAM.eco with little or no ongoing effort involved to keep the money flowing. So that's the bottom line as to what we do. And so the action steps, thanks so much, King Sam. Click the link at the top of the room, and you'll see at the bottom, bottom left, join BAM.eco now. Become a member of BAM. Hit that join BAM.eco now after you come in. Enroll. Watch the video. Thanks to Sam. And I'm going to close with this. I sound like a Baptist preacher. I'm closing. Thanks to Sam, we have an amazing relationship and process with the Covenant House. It's a nonprofit organization that's goal is to help the homeless youth, and our goal we're adding to it is to eradicate homeless youth, period. If you eradicate the homeless youth challenge population, there won't be adult youth homeless. It's really that straightforward. Watch that video. You'll see in the video it says support covenanthouse.org, which takes you back to BAM.eco. That's a big deal. We are excited about just the future of serving and supporting the Covenant House movement. And that's thanks to Sam, quote unquote, sponsoring Queen Anna, who's very associated with the Covenant House. So thank you, Sam. I'm Brian Franklin. I approve that message, and I'm done speaking. BAM.
Thank you so much, Bam. You always bring value into these rooms. I appreciate your time, because time, like you said, is one of our commodities that you cannot replace. It doesn't matter how poor or how rich. You only have 24 hours in a day. And it's kind of funny. You talk about biblical principles. And yesterday I brought up the prayer of Jabez. And I don't know if you've ever heard the prayer of Jabez, Bam. But it's one of those very small areas in the Bible that they talk about this gimper, and his name is Jabez. And the name Jabez means has caused pain or will cause pain. And people have prayed this prayer of Jabez for centuries and have found that God has blessed them indeed by giving them gifts from just asking. So we talk about mindset in this room, and we talk about you have to have the proper mindset. And yesterday I actually read a couple chapters of Jabez, and it was actually really fascinating to see the response of the people in the room. Have you heard of Jabez before?
Yes, I have. However, I'm listening because based on what you just shared, I don't know exactly what I'm going to hear. So keep going, man. Hey, that's what make the numbers count. But hey, check this out. I'm unable to ping conventionally.
With me. However, from what I was reading yesterday, it's this prayer Jabez, and actually, you know what? I'll pull it up on my computer at the same time. It's one of the most powerful prayers in the Bible, and it's in a real hidden area. Let me pull it up. I'll pull up images. So the prayer of Jabez is, and Jabez called unto God of Israel, saying, Oh, that thou should bless me indeed, and enlarge my coast, and that thine hand would be with me, and that thou wouldest keep me from evil, that I may not grieve or cause evil. And God granted him what he requested. And that's the prayer of Jabez. It was a really, really small part of the Bible. It was hidden, and it started with they were talking about the different people in the Bible, and they were going from different names, and the list went on, and all of a sudden Jabez was like right in the middle of all those names, and then you never heard of Jabez again in the Bible. So read about Jabez. Go in. It is in Chronicles 1:9. I don't know how to phrase this. Chronicles 1:4, 9 through 10. So 4:9-10. That's the area of the Bible it was. It's in the Old Testament. And people have been praying this prayer every morning and every evening. And the amazing thing is that they're seeing, because closed mouths don't get fed. We always talk about closed mouths don't get fed. And if you don't ask, how can you receive? So that's a little bit about Jabez. And I'm going to invite Shawnee up. And I hope I said it right. I've been working on it. And these folks are amazing. They show up in Anna's rooms. They show up in my room. And I appreciate all of them. So I'm going to... I want to ping Anna in too. I bet she's busy with the holidays and everything. But if she's around, maybe she'll come in and say hi. You guys want to come up on stage, say hi? It's Tips Tuesday. And what tips do you need, or what tips is there out there that we can help you get to your next level of business? And Mark's let's see.
Hey,
Go ahead, brother.
Let me give a tip to the universe. That tip is two things: passive income and multiple streams of income. I'm Brian Franklin, and I'm done speaking. Bam.
And what do you say? Vertical income?
Vertical integration
Vertical
is actually
integration.
a technology term. If you look at Google, for example, you look at Apple, look at Amazon, these are very vertically integrated. All those things that they do are connected. Bam.
And we're also on Instagram. We are on my streaming channels. I don't know if you've had a chance to look at some of my streaming channels, Bam. YouTube, and I'm having a good time with this, and we're changing lives. And people are coming to me through some of these channels, and then I know that a lot of the work that you do now comes up later on. So one of my friends, remember the gentleman that he hadn't gotten his real estate license? He is now licensed and with eXp Realty. So I hope we could see him to knock on doors and get in business, since he just got licensed and he was just ready to run. So, but I don't see him here today. But I also invited a few people into the room.
I have the pleasure of spending time with the Bryant family, which is my daughter's husband, whose name is Brian, my grandson's name Brian, my granddaughter's middle name is Brian, my daughter's husband's father's name is Brian. So I have so much fun on Sunday with my grandbabies, man. They're so amazing. So thank you for asking. And so every weekend I'm fulfilled. I'm Brian Franklin, and I approve that message, and I'm done speaking. Bam.
Hey, Grant, welcome up. Thank you so much, Bam. I appreciate you, and I appreciate the Bryan family, of course. And I don't know if other people in this
Did you
room
invite
know.
those other two guys up too, Mark and Trey?
You could actually let me make you a moderator, Grant, and then that way we can all ping.
Yeah. Mark, I was going to let you know I spoke to that person today. She was great.
Sorry, I was coming in and then the sound went out.
She referred me to today, and she was great. Very, very, very smart girl.
She is. She's smart. She's quick on her feet too.
Yeah.
Dry sense of humor, which is my favorite.
Totally.
So Grant, introduce yourself. It sounds like that the request that you had the other day because you spoke it to existence. It sounds like it came to fold.
Yeah. Well, I think everybody on the stage now knows me here. I guess Taisha's here. She doesn't know. My name's Grant Clayton. I percent list, which is a lower fee, full service real estate brokerage that's franchising across the country. Yeah, I actually had a few prayers answered in the past 24 hours. We're looking for somebody for like a director of franchise sales, and I met someone today of her current territory. She's currently involved in real estate franchise sales for a pretty big company, and she's moving to another territory. She's tired of traveling, but she loves what she does, so she might work out perfect. And Mark turned me on to a really good producing agent in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that might be thinking about getting her broker's license, so and opening one of our offices. So nothing but good news today.
Fantastic. You know, you speak it into existence and it happens. You know, that's kind of the prayer Jabez is all about, because how does God know what you want unless you say it or write it down and get it out into the world? Because we're all made of energies, and the energy is contagious. So the other day you spoke it, and you never know what happens when you speak it out into existence. It comes. So I appreciate you. And Mark, welcome to the room. Newly licensed now. What tips you got for Tuesday, my friend?
Oh man. Well, Grant, I'm glad to hear it. I've got some other people in mind. We should connect offline.
Dude, I'd love to.
And it's a busy time for all of us, especially new agents that are always running around with their head on fire and their pants on fire. What could I bring to you today? I mean, one of my big focuses for 2022 is the first time seller. And so I would say that should be something that all of us are focusing in on, because that's the inventory that is the toughest to come by, but also the driver of the remaining segments of our industry that we all rely on. And if we can't get that inventory to market, then we could just continue to see the whopping discrepancy between inventory and demand, which is not good for like all of us entirely. So I would say go after the first time seller. So how do we do that? I've been thinking about that. Part of why I think it's super needed is I just got a phone call from the seller who her agent had basically forwarded my email, congratulatory automated email saying like everything's been signed that we send out after we send the one next, and her agent wasn't answering the phone, and so she literally had no idea what to do or who to go to, and called me and was lucky enough to find me, and I explained it all to her. So the first time seller is not that different than the first time buyer in that they've never done this before. They have no idea what they don't know, and it's really our job to go out there and educate. And that doing the things that you guys already know and think is your second nature, but to most average people isn't. And so, especially for new agents, I will always reconnect it back to flipping on the camera and doing exactly what Sam is doing and really documenting the journey and really continuing to learn at least one new thing a day, and then getting that on video and documenting it, not just for the reaffirmation that you understand it, but that inevitably you're going to get better through those repetitions, and people are going to be able to benefit from it when they see it and or you send it to them. So I guess I'll just leave it there.
And as a lender, what do you see happening? And I'm sure this is a question that you're getting like a lot right now because of what the government said. And what the government said was next year that there's rumors that interest rates are going to go up 3 times. However, it all depends on where our economy is if that happens. Because in the past, they've said they're going to raise it, and it's actually dropped before. So if it's a recession or...
It's not just that it happened one time, it's that a lot of mortgage rates and what causes them to be what they are and to go up and down. And the Fed is not control. There are different interest rates that we talk about that in the news environment that's accustomed to. That's where you can really see a manipulation of the language and the actual data, because like you said, from the lending end, we see everything differently. And last week when the Fed finally made their sentiment official, all of that decision was already priced into the market weeks ahead of time. And in reality, when the Fed announced their decision, every rates are going up. Well, actually over the next several days and up until really rate improved from before the announcement. And so when it comes to rates, I have no better example than, again, a first-time homebuyer that we helped at the very end of 2018. And we did down payment assistance. And at the end of 2018, everybody was concerned that the market was stagnating and that we weren't looking good, and rates for well-qualified buyers had approached like 4.875, and we helped these guys with a 6.25 with down payment assistance, and we just helped them do their second refinance, meaning their third transaction since 2018, and we just did conventional refinance with an appraisal waiver, which we were granted because they have 22% equity. That doesn't happen. A family doesn't go from literally paycheck to paycheck to getting into a house to accumulating 60 to 80 wealth in 3 years outside of real estate. And so instead of focusing on interest rates and what the narrative is, I would really focus on what it means for the consumer and figure out a way to articulate it. Because at the end of the day, the old saying is true. The best time to buy real estate was yesterday, and the next best time is today. It's not when the market crashes, because that's where rates go up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where, at the end of the day, you don't see the highest possible returns. And so that's all I would add.
And I know from being in real estate since 2004, you have to look at the bond market to know at least an idea of what is going on, correct?
Yeah, and COVID and how
But you never see a CPA door knocking and cold calling. That doesn't happen. And the reason is, don't outnumber the amount of taxes that need to be done. I have jokingly been telling people that Thanos needs to show up to the NAR convention and snap his fingers twice. I mean, that's what needs to happen in order to fix the problem that we have. Would anybody disagree with that? I mean, Baton Rouge is running a Groupon. Get your real estate license for $140.
Wow. That's really cool. Yeah, you're right about Thanos going into the real estate convention and snapping his fingers and wiping out all those crazy companies that are trying to eat our lunch.
I don't mean that. I meant realtors.
Oh, you mean okay? You mean analyzing who's in the real estate business.
I think Grant, you bring up a really good point, which is for the most part, realtors don't know how to prospect and don't know how to network other than going to realtor events, which are set up for other vendors to network with them and get business from them. And so I think part of it is that a lot of agents don't look at, especially new agents, don't look at a CPA, a financial advisor, a divorce specialist, like a HR supervisor, like a school superintendent. Don't look at these people in positions of authority in people's lives and go, oh, they are connectors of people, and all of those people inevitably need real estate. Let me go build relationships with them. Is that kind of what you were saying, Grant?
Yes, but it goes deeper than that. With every new agent that comes down the pipe, we become more and more commoditized. Okay? And the more and more something is commoditized, the less and less there is of a differential between the two people. And so you wind up with virtually flattening fees, which is that's where I exist. So I don't know. I hang out on Clubhouse with Sam, but let me go out on a pretty sturdy limb and say that Sam is a great agent. Okay, I believe Sam is a really good agent, just from the time I've spent around with him. The problem is that his office will add 50 more agents this month that charge the exact same fees as Sam, despite the fact that they have 1/10 of the knowledge in Sam's brain. That is the problem that realtors face. And so when you talk about, we got to go out and build these relationships, yeah, you do, but how are you going to do that? Because everybody knows 15 realtors. And if you lined us all up against the wall and said, okay,
leave the one alive that doesn't charge 6% to do what they do, they would shoot us all. That's why my company does well, is because I scream that I don't. And realtors have a huge problem with that. And it's designed for us to fail, because NAR gets more and more money the more and more people get licensed. But every time somebody gets licensed, Sam and me and everybody else, our value goes down a little bit more, just because there's millions of us.
And what you really see, it's kind of interesting when this time of year comes around, when it's time to pay MLS fees, that there is a cleanup of the real estate business also when the market turns, when the market shifts, and when it's, say, not such a great seller's market and maybe more of a buyer's market. It does get cleaned up. And the people that survive are people that can pay their fees and can survive and are offering a quality experience. Because I look at lenders different. Like, there's so many lenders out there, but if a lender does a really good job for me, I work with them because they offer they're more than just a commodity. And that's what I work on, and I don't use the T word, to separate myself in adding value and helping to mentor other agents in adding value. And really, the real estate is just a part of the business. You have to have relationships. If you don't have relationships, you shouldn't be in this business.
Right, because it's not an impulse thing that we do.
Absolutely not.
It's not like picking up a Snickers at the aisle in a grocery store. People use us once every 6 years, and so we have to network with them. We have to make relationships. We have to do all those things. But it's different depending on what you're doing. Like for us, we don't focus on the one-on-one connections, and like nine of my top 10 agents don't even have a CRM. But it's just different. For us, we're branding to the masses. We're not building that one-on-one relationship. And my argument is simply, the more realtors we have, the harder it is to do what Sam has to do. It's just harder.
And the thing I always talked about agents about taking a niche, something like there's an agent that just got her license and she's in the special needs community. I'm also in the special needs community. I have a daughter that has autism, and dealing with that autism and dealing with the things that you have to deal with special needs, you develop a understanding and empathy towards people. And it really does take that empathy, because you never know what you're walking into. Everyone has a story. And like somebody that's dealing with a death in the family, or somebody that's dealing with an inheritance, or somebody that's dealing with just a strange time in their life that they just don't know what to do. You have to approach that as, whether you get the business or not, you have to approach that with empathy. And when I go into a listing appointment, you know what? I may not be the best person for them. And I'll be honest. If I'm not the best person, I'll refer them to somebody that can help them better, or be more aligned with them. And I'll just take a 25% referral fee off of it, because I want the best for the client. And if I'm not the best for the client, I know a lot of people and I have lots of connections, and I would rather have them connected with somebody that could do that job for them. Maybe somebody that's dealing with a similar situation, or somebody that is in the special needs community, or somebody, it may not be me. It may be Grant's people.
Let me ask you a question. So what would be that scenario? Like, assuming you know their market, you know how to accurately price the home. If it's not some sort of, assuming we're dealing with residential, we're not dealing with some crazy commercial property. And assuming you know that market, what can make somebody else better at that than you?
When you meet somebody, you know if you click or not.
Oh, that's a totally different thing. Now we're talking about people that just suck.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
You put things so much nicer than I do. It's almost hard for me to pick up what you're putting down.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
But sometimes you don't click with people. And, you know, our job is to be a chameleon, right? We're supposed to adjust with the person that you're dealing with. But if you get this feeling and you're just like, you know, I really can't work with this person. We have so many connections in this business that it's better just to say, you know what, this is not going to work. Here's a connection that I think might blend well with you. And that's all about knowing personality types and who you are and who maybe another realtor that you know what their personality type and you know they're going to blend. I mean, sometimes it's better to back out.
Bam. That was so well said, gentlemen. I so appreciate the conversation that we're having right now, and also, Sam, the network that you are associated with eXp and the vertical integration, the rev share, getting the that's so amazing. And King Grant, your first 3 words are very, very real. And you are truly a real estate disruptor. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I look forward to collaborating when the time is right. Timing frequently is everything. I'm Brian Franklin, and I approve that message, and I'm speaking. Bam!
You know, it's interesting. I was talking to somebody from eXp.
Go ahead, we lost you a second.
Sorry. In a weird turn of events, I tried to pull somebody from eXp today, and somebody tried to pull my entire company into eXp today. And so an interesting thing dawned on me. eXp makes the same exact pitch that I make. The only difference is they make the pitch to the agents, and I make the pitch to the client. But our pitches are virtually identical. After listening to all of it, doing all of it, it's almost identical, which is amazing. I mean, eXp's pitch is, look, we're amazing. We're a virtual brokerage. You know, we're just as good as any other brokerage out there, and you're going to have so much, you're going to keep so much more of your money and make so much more money. That's exactly what my pitch is to the client that we're trying to list their house. We're just pitching it to different people, which shows how eXp is the fastest growing brokerage in the world and fastest growing listing companies around. It's just a different pitch to different folks.
Absolutely, we're both industry disruptors, and that's actually
100%.
Something that was pitched by one of the Brent Goff actually pitched that a long time ago, and I really believe that in both of our cases we are, because it's not business as usual anymore, and you really have to. Brick and mortar businesses, they're not going to survive. It's just a matter of time.
I wish Trey would have been able to stick around. So Trey, that was just in the room, the company that's neck and neck with us for production this year is his old company, and it's called Amanda Miller Realty. And the only difference is she's spending probably 75, 80 grand a month to do the same amount of production that I do, same number of agents. The only difference is I spend about 3. That's it. That's my entire overhead. And she's spending so much money to do the same amount that I do. And it's you can't survive forever that way.
Sam, I have a bone to pick with you.
Go ahead, sir.
All right. You said the both of you are disruptive. How about all of us are disruptive?
Gotcha. I was talking, I'll stand corrected. I was talking as realtors or real estate companies. You are an industry disruptor as well in many ways. So we are, in this room, industry disruptors. Because, first of all, there's no such thing as a fingerprint that's the same. There's no such thing as people's values being same. And I notice people in this room and a lot of other rooms that come into these rooms, you could see their value. You could see that they're really passionate about helping people. And that's what all of our businesses are about. They're about helping people and giving them the best result and the best options for what their needs are. The magic words are what's in it for me. What's in it for me? It's not about me. It's not about Bam. It's not about Grant. It's not about any of the folks on this app. It's about the clients. What's in it for them? And those are magic words to people. So once you could dig that 5 levels or 7 levels deep and find out what they really want, because nobody ever tells you what they want on first. They're I want more money. Well, what does that mean to you?
How would each one of you define value? I would love to hear that.
Well, that's a nice
I
one.
have a great definition that I use for how to find value, but I'm sure it's different for everybody. I'm happy to go first.
Let's hear it, Grant. Let's hear it, Grant.
Okay, so I equate value to, I always use a car analogy. So you have price, and then you have quality. And at the intersection of those two is value. What I mean by that is Mercedes. They're crazy expensive, but people still value them because of the status of one, because of the opulence, because of the luxury, because of whatever else. People have a value for Mercedes. Hyundai is not an expensive car. It's a very cost-effective car, but they have them. They're very reliable. So because of that, people have a high value for them, even though their pricing is completely different and their luxury status is completely different. So to me, value is the correlation between price and quality. That's what value is. And you can have value at grossly expensive prices, and you can also have value at inexpensive prices.
That's good, Grant.
Bam! Bam, bam!
That's good, Grant. Interestingly, Grant, you brought me back to my old days. My background is high-tech printed circuit boards, and my last position was Western Regional Sales, and then I owned a rep company. And there's a acronym that we would use, and that's QPS. Q stands for quality, price, P stands for price, and S stands for service. Think about it: quality, price, service. If you think about it deeply, you can only choose two. You cannot get all three. Think about it: quality, price, service. I'm going to leave that one right there, but think about it: quality, price, service. Pick two. You cannot get all three. So in regards to our business, and I'm so glad, because in FAQ number 1, we are a membership-based organization. It's a one-time fee of $199. We pay a 3-way rev share, which is patent pending, 50%, 25%, 13%. And so one of the ways to get return on your money is to refer 2 business owners to advertise with us. You've got all of your money back. However, because of my technology background, because of the use of artificial intelligence, because of our business tips, one can become a member of BAM to advertise, to get exposure of their business or their business, and receive the value of our business consulting. They can never refer anyone ever again, or period, but they will get the value. One of the things that we mention to all of our members when we think of this is, even if you do not want to do a referral, no worries. The value you get from our business tips will help you grow and your business grow, even if you don't do a referral, because you get access to my 37 years of technology savvy. I am a former consultant to General Electric, so it allows me to use technology to create value for all of our members. King Sam, you have the floor. Bam.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I'm like speechless, and that doesn't happen very often. Grant, I agree with you on value. You made some really good points. Bam, always impressed by what you have to say. It's like I feel like I'm drinking from the Holy Grail, and you got so much experience, and you're so wise in what you do, and you guys, the people that are coming in these rooms, they're wow, the knowledge and the education, and that's what we do in this room, and that's what we do in our businesses, no matter what business it. There's people in insurance business that need to know the same thing. They need to know what to do after they get that license. And so, thank you. I appreciate both of you. I've been trying to ping another one of my good friends. I'm not sure if he's able to come in, but I'm going to try to ping him again if it allows me. No, it's not allowing me for some reason. But yeah, I appreciate both you guys. Anybody in the audience have any questions for Bam or Grant or myself? Please raise your hand. I appreciate all of you in the audience. I saw Candace was in here, and she's an amazing social media queen. And she left too quick. I was going to tag her and say hi, but I'll get her after this is all over because I really appreciate her coming in the room. And I don't know if you know Candace. You guys know Candace. She's just an amazing social media expert. And I'm trying to get Anna to come in, but she's probably doing stuff with the family and traveling, and I understand.
Pop out, but we need to do that room at some time, Sam. And Bam, it was good seeing you, buddy.
Grant, you bring value to the universe. And as I stated earlier, timing is everything. When the time is right, we will collaborate. I'm Brian Franklin, and I approve that message. And I appreciate you. Bam!
Merry Christmas, man. Take it easy.
Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad. If you speak Spanish, Feliz Navidad and Merry Christmas. And there's a Hawaiian saying, I can't even pronounce it, but I wish all of you a wonderful, wonderful holiday. Let's see, tomorrow is the 22nd, so 3 more days till Christmas, and what, 2 more days till Christmas Eve? No, 3 more days till Christmas Eve, and 4 more days for Christmas. So I'm gonna end this room a little early today, unless somebody else wants to come up and say hi. I'm gonna invite Reggie up. I haven't talked to him in a while, so Reggie, come on up and say hi. All right, there we go. I invited Reggie up. Oh, Michelle, I'm going to invite you to speak too. I saw the hand. Come on up. Michelle, how are you?
Hey, Sam, I'm good. How about yourself? Happy holidays.
Happy holidays as well. Thank you so much for coming in the room. I appreciate you.
Welcome, and thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Today's Tips Tuesday. Where are you in your business? How can we get to your next level? And any questions you have for Bam or me or any of us?
I don't have any questions as of yet, but I'm starting to realize that my process is slow because I have family in my way. Not really in my way, but my children and my husband, and it tends to drag me because I'm doing, and I'm not focusing on business. But, I'm managing to work it out more and limiting them how much they can lean on their mom for everything. I thought I took the pacifier away, but I guess I didn't. So that's where my struggle is, but it's getting better as I put limits on my family.
Supermom Michelle, Supermom.
Heck yeah, and it don't stop, but I'm putting a stop to some things. If you understand what I mean. You just never stop being a parent, no matter what the age is, you know. So that's what slows me down. But I'm getting it. I'm getting it all together these days. Thank you for asking, Sam.
Absolutely. And oh, Bam was going to say something. Go ahead, Brian.
Hey, thanks, King. Queen Michelle, I looked at your bio. There's so much synergy in the works that we do. My purpose in these rooms for up to an hour every Tuesday is for new agents and people that are conscious about alternative sources of revenue and passive income. And so I sent you the puzzle. It's in your back channel. And the puzzle is some data from a professor, retired, Professor Smith, professor of Afro-ethnic studies and political science. Dr. Smith says, to create wealth, one must be tied to at least two linkages of the mainstream. The mainstream includes e-commerce, real estate, and the trade. So there's so much synergy in what you do as being a community activist with concerns about wealth creation within the Black community. We can be very, very instrumental in a lot of the works and the goals and the objectives that you have. And so we met in Sam's room. When you decide you'd like to collaborate with us, be sure to go to sam661.com. Over to the left, you'll see be a BAM e-commerce boss and consider collaborating with us. We're doing some amazing work in the underserved communities. I'm Brian Franklin, and I approve that message, and I'm done speaking. Bam.
Thank you so much for that, Bam. I appreciate that. I will definitely do that. I thank you for the encouraging message. Truly, thank you.
And we have one of another guest star. This stage is just being full of knowledge and skills, and this is Marty. Marty is amazing at Facebook groups, and thank you so much for coming in, Marty. And I think you've been in a room with Bam. Marty, talk about what you do with Facebook groups and how we change lives for agents to not be in people's faces and in the past of the marketing, the way all the brokerages teach you how to market. You really, Bam, we talked about industry disruptors, and Marty is definitely an industry disruptor when it comes to Facebook groups and other incredible groups out there. So, Marty, introduce yourself, my brother.
Sure, buddy. Sorry I'm a little late there getting on here, but I just wanted to be sure to stop in here before you guys wrapped it up and, just kind of give a shout out to everybody. And pretty much what Sam said is spot on. I used to be a realtor in the mid-90s, and then I got into the loan officer side around 2004. And now I'm a branch manager / me and my partner, we own a few branches spread around a few different states. We went from having about 7 or 8 loan officers. Now we've got about 70 or 80 loan officers, just from the Facebook group. So not only have I figured out how to find endless buyers out of these Facebook groups, but I also figured out how to grow teams, whether it be realtors trying to grow their eXp teams or, trying to just kind of get to know people. I'm like the connector. I can connect you to lenders, to realtors back and forth. But like Sam said, for me, I stumbled across the Facebook groups in 2014. I started advertising them just as an individual. Just go in and start a simple conversation like, hey, everyone, I'm a local lender here. I go down to a 580 FHA, 600 USDA who's looking to buy a house. I started reeling in about 3 or 4 applications every day like clockwork by doing this. And then it got to the point where I started reeling in 8 to 10 applications every day. And around 2018, I wrote a book to teach realtors and loan officers how to use these Facebook groups, because I figured out not only can you find endless buyers out in the Facebook groups, but you can also find sellers. Any of you could go out to a Facebook group right now, and I'm talking about any buy-sell trade group. I'm not talking about a specific group, orientated towards realtors. I'm talking about a regular buy-sell trade group. You can go to that buy-sell trade group. You can drop a simple poll out there that says, how much would it take you to become a home seller, either now or in the spring or the fall? and you can throw some options out there: 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, a million, whatever your market is. I've done this in California. I've done it in Florida. I've done it in Tennessee. It works everywhere. You'll wake up the next day and you'll have 10, 15 people click those options to let you know exactly how much they'd sell a house for. Now, here's the key. It really comes down to probably the biggest weakness I see in most people out there is how you message people and how you have conversations with people. You know, you need to be less salesy, be more of a person, but reach out to the people when they click those options and just say, hey, thanks for clicking my home selling option. Are you ready to sell your house now, or do you have some work you need to do to it first? Create simple conversations that's going to build relationships. And it works to the extreme. I'm telling you, you can, and there's so many different polls you can come up with. You could say, with the market still hot like it is, why have you not put your house on the market, or why have you not listed your house? And you can throw some options out there. I need to do some work to it first. I'm in the middle of doing construction on it, you know, or I'm ready to sell it now. I didn't know where to start. And you'll have real people, real heartbeats with real houses. Click those options, and now all of a sudden you create this great message through Messenger. Now you've got a great link with somebody. So in my world, as in for the last 7 years, I've not paid a penny in advertising. We're number one out of 100 branches. So we close on average anywhere from 5 to 7 million every month. Pretty easy. We've been up to 10 million before. It's just a matter of teaching people how to have conversations and then using the Facebook groups. Now there's multiple ways to use these Facebook groups. So everybody on here, you're getting a lot of bonuses today, absolutely for free. So take this to heart. If you live in, let's say, Indianapolis, create a group. Just go create a simple group and call it Indianapolis Homes for Sale. And whatever your name is, mine's Marty Human or Marty Bahama, you can say Marty Human makes it easy, or Brooke makes it easy. Whatever your name is, put your name in there too, because over time I realized some things that makes these groups even better, that's going to grow better. They become alive. And being able to ask 3 questions to all the new members in your group is priceless. What's stopping you from buying a house? Credit, income, or down payment? Would you like to put your house on the market? But create your group, throw your beautiful house on top of it with a pool, Photoshop your business card on there, and then all of a sudden you're going to watch this group start growing. And it'll grow just because of name. People will search homes for sale in a certain area, and your group will pop up. Now all of a sudden they see your name, and subliminally they're going to associate your name with the path to a house. So it's just simple things you can do. I've got a realtor in North Carolina who closed 3 transactions today. I'll drop the screenshot out there here in a minute on Instagram. But she's closed 6. She's closing 6 this month. And all of her business comes from her personal branding group that she created a couple years ago. And now it's got over 5,000 members in it. And she stays covered up with clients. I'm telling you, these Facebook groups are legit and they're free to use. I hope that makes a little sense for everybody. Get out there and try it out. And if you guys ever have any questions, reach out to me anytime and I'll be happy to answer. And we can get to a whole different level too, as in buying Facebook groups. I can teach you how to create another income stream for yourself. Me personally, I have Facebook groups in 44 states, about 300 groups total, different countries out there, and about 5 million members combined. But I actually rent the cover photos out in these Facebook groups. So there's different income streams you can create for yourself besides just finding endless clients. Or if you're an investor or a wholesaler, I can teach you how to use the Facebook groups to find endless houses for sale. And it's worked nonstop, and it has for years now. So I hope that helps. Bam, did you have a question? Go right ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention to Sam, I have been in the room with the genius Marty, and I so appreciate you. And hopefully next week we spend some more time in this room. We talked about possibly some collaboration when we were in the room last time, but I appreciate your energy. I've got to pop over to another room I actually have on my schedule on Tuesdays. It's Clubhouse Tuesdays for me. And I do an hour in this room consistently every week on Tuesday. And thanks so much, Marty, for all that you do. And yeah, appreciate you, man. And in conclusion, for me, the reason I come here on Tuesdays, for new agents, one of the things that we know is most don't get past the first year. For those who have challenges and needing cash flow, please consider BAM. And to connect with us, just go to spam661.com. And go down on the left, you'll see Be a BAM e-commerce boss. We teach people how to make passive income like Amazon. I'm Brian Franklin, and I approve that message. King Sam, keep on doing what you do, man. I greatly appreciate you. And I'm done speaking, and I'm out. Bam!
Thank you, Bam. Be blessed, and I'll see you. I'll see you next Tuesday.
I'll hear you Tuesday for sure. Hopefully, I'll see you soon. Peace and blessings.
Oh, I can't get back to my thing. I don't know what happened. Okay, there we go. There, I wasn't able to get back to my thing. Somebody was raising a hand down there, and oh, the Simmons family. Come on up and introduce yourself. Welcome to the stage. How can we help you? I guess we can't. Marty, I want you to share some tips on typing with iPhone. I had a senior moment. Typing with iPhone using text replacement. For those that are left in this room, it's gold. It is absolute gold. So, Marty, walk us through that.
Sorry about that. There's a chance my phone might die. I was now looked down. I've got a very low percentage. I'm going to get out my charger right now. But he's absolutely right. We use text replacement, which works for Android and iPhone. The iPhone actually has it built in. And what you do is you create these shortcuts in your phone. It works for Facebook groups like Peanut Butter to Jelly. It goes perfect with them because we found out if you do a lot of copying and pasting on Facebook, you'll get Facebook jail, Facebook timeout. You know, we kind of make fun of all that stuff, but it does happen. So you can actually go inside your phone into your settings. You'll see something called General. Click on that General tab. If you have an iPhone, click on the settings, click on General, then you'll click on Keyboard. When you click Keyboard, you'll see text replacement. Click on text replacement, click that plus sign on the right-hand side, and once you do that, you can actually put your phrase in there. You can put websites in there. You can put whole paragraphs in there. So for like us, we can go put one little post in there that, and we with Facebook groups, the big discussions in them. If you're not creating polls and you're actually just creating a post, and it can be a simple post. Hey everyone, I'm a local realtor here. I work with some great lenders. Who's looking to buy a house? Comment below. It's very important to have comment below on your post because it creates what we call the buzz. So all it takes is that one person to say they want to vote. Just in 5 seconds to get over 1,000 comments on it multiple times, many times. So it's very easy to use this text replacement, and it works for everyday life. These shortcuts are amazing. I can hit ZAP. And Android's actually a little bit better, even though you got to pay for it. It's a little bit better because with the iPhone, you got to have good memory. So if you're creating these shortcuts in your phone and you got an iPhone, you want to make sure that you create your shortcut to something you can remember. So like my application link is ZAP. I can remember ZApp. For a home loan, ZHL. You know, or for any kind of like paragraph I got typed out to somebody, or any of my screenshots when I show realtors or loan officers all the results that we've got. You know, you can create these shortcuts. Put your Facebook group link in there when you create one, your page link in there, your website link, whatever you have. It speeds up life and makes it amazing on a Sam. No doubt.
Awesome. That is gold. Newly licensed now what is the name of our room? Please. I think I really appreciate. You know, I started off and I only had like 4 or 5 in the room, but like the energy and the synergy that you're creating in these rooms. So who you on you, and you got to get back in there. And oh, here I'm back in my streaming channel as well. So I appreciate all of you. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever holiday you celebrate. I appreciate all of you. And if I don't talk to you before the holidays, I'm gonna work on coming in tomorrow because I feel that it's important, and we need to help these new agents that to get to their next level every day, because there is no holidays when it comes to real estate, and you never know who you're going to touch and whose life you're going to change in an hour in a room in this incredible tool called Clubhouse. So, oh, Skylar has something to say. Hey, Skylar, welcome up.
Hello?
Oh, hello.
This is my dad's phone.
Okay. Where's your dad?
We're here.
Excuse me?
We're here.
Okay. Are you? Is your dad a realtor by any chance?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining the room. Clubhouse rules are you have to be over 13. So thank you. Thank you, everybody, and be blessed. And we will talk to you next time in the Clubhouse in Newly Licensed Now What. And please remember that it shows up on my Facebook groups as well. I created a Facebook group called Newly Licensed Now What, and I will take this video and stream and put it into that group as well. So feel free to join Newly Licensed Now What. I have about 32 different video episodes, and I appreciate all of you. Be blessed and make it a great day. Bye for now. Instagram, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate all of you. Joanna Corona, Chris, One Love TV. Thank you all. I see you all, and I will see you next time on our social media channel, Newly Licensed Now What. Talk to you soon. Be blessed and happy holidays. And one more time. When you're running a few channels, you gotta say goodbye to everyone. Have a great day. Be blessed. Have a wonderful holiday. And if you look at the scrolling down at the bottom, if you want to get a real estate license, needhelp.club. If your current broker is not living up to their promises, go to realtymentor.club. If you need a digital business card, go to dropthecard.club. And please join me on my clubhouse from 12 to 1 to 1:30, Monday through Friday. And my Facebook group called Newly Licensed Now What. And if you need to contact me directly, go to 661-418-REAL, 661-418-7325, or you can get me on all of my other channels. Thank you so much. Have a great, great evening. Good night, where you guys are on evening time, because I never know where people are. Say good morning, good afternoon, and good night. So it depends on where you're at. So take care. Talk to you soon. Bye.